So if you live in a story of yourself, life becomes incredibly hard. Because the way the story is going to go is it's going to go growth, prosper, then collapse and destruction. And this is going to keep happening. So it will prosper, it will grow like a flower and prosper, and then it will come back in itself and get destroyed and disappear. So you have this action. The Buddhists used to say it's like breathing, like the whole of life is in a pulse, like breathing. So it grows and then it changes into something else. And you can see it everywhere in nature. You know, the clouds turn into the water then turns into soil or to drink for animals or for us. Or then gets evaporated back up into being the clouds and then rains back down again. You can see it in plants. They grow up, they go, and then as soon as they flower and bloom and they're most beautiful, they begin to die and go back in on themselves. And it's the same with humans. I'm now 36 years old and I've heard, somebody told me, well, though they might have just said it because I am 36. They said once you pass 37 or 36, then your body begins to go into decomposition. Once you can't get a word, you have to just give up and change it. Your body begins to break down again. So it grows for those first 36, 37 years, and then it gets to its peak of health, and then it begins to go back in on itself. And this is the natural rhythm of life. So the Buddhists have this whole thing about the Om sound and the breathing, the going out and the coming in, the breathing out and breathing in. And then they say that the universe explodes and it goes out and out and out and out, and then it comes back in on itself. So there's a lot of spirituality that talks about this movement, this pulsing movement. Now if you look at yourself in a timeline, so if you look at yourself in a story, this doesn't work well for you because you want your storyline to only be positive, and you want your storyline to be like a film or to be like books that you've been read where there's a beginning, middle and an end, and the end is this happy ending and you prosper and you win. And you can't win at life because that's not really how life works. Life is a constant flux, constant movement from one thing to another to another. And no object, no thing wins and beats life. There is always movement happening and change happening. So if you look at it and you put the nature of life into your storyline, that instantly gives you a bad story, because stories, and the way we tell stories is about us winning and us overcoming evil. That's how we see storylines, is there is heaven and there's hell, and our storyline needs to become, or we want our storyline to be overcoming hell. So getting to this point where we've overcome something and we've got to goodness. And this is completely unrealistic. This story that we have, this divine story that we have from Christianity about getting to heaven and getting to this heavenly place to God and getting rid of everything bad and everything negative, is totally against the actual natural process and flow of life. So if you put your life into a storyline, it's never going to work. You're never going to be happy with that story, because you can't stay young forever, you can't stay beautiful forever, you can't stay healthy forever, you can't maintain your money forever, you can't keep your family, your friends forever. You can't keep things.